Hello once again YouTube, Chris the Nightbringer here bringing you some StarMade new to Fleetworks, and today we are taking a look at some of the Gallente stuff that I have in the works. Not a lot of Gallente stuff because frankly I just don't focus on Gallente as much as I focus on the other factions. It's just easier that way because Gallente is hard. Gallente is very hard, and you can kind of tell by the shape of the ship in front of me that it is indeed very hard. That said, this here is the Gallente Federation Navy Comet. This is a Navy frigate from the Gallente race. It's got quite an awesome shape, it's got quite the crazy camo pattern going on, and it's making great use of the dark gray hull, which is a recent change that I have been able to do because of that addition to the game. And it's got, again, an interesting shape, a hard shape to pull off in StarMade. We have 2 turret hardpoints in the bottom. Let's see. Just looking over some of the details. This is a very detailed ship despite its size. It's got a lot of like different plates and little structures, like this here is a tube or something, and then it goes back. We've got like little engines right here, some maneuvering thrusters or something. We've got some sort of pipe. We've got little details that I might be able to change into slabs. It depends, I'll have to look. Come back here, we've got some nice engines, some cyan colored engines with the crystal, no, not the crystal, the ice blocks there. It's got yellow lights, which is actually a nice contrast to everything. It brings out some nice brighter color in the entire darkness of the ship, which is really great. I have to change over this glass to cyan as well, which is actually probably something I could do on screen while I talk about this ship. Or maybe not, because I can't multitask for the life of me. So give me a moment while I change this over. Hey, what the heck? It just like set that like immediately. That was weird. So let's switch this all over. This is a full block. Not exactly a riveting episode that I'm pulling off right here, but you get the deal. You understand, hopefully. And let's lighten, and I have to press, what is it, F8? No, that's not it. F9 to see. Okay, so now I know exactly where everything is. Sorry about this. There we go. That should be it. That should be the entirety of that glass right there. Replaced. If we take a look. Oh wow, that's like way brighter too. That stands out a lot more. I'll have to experiment with that because the green actually worked pretty well. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see if we want to keep that cyan. You guys can actually tell me what you think, because here's the thing. Cyan, the color cyan, and the light block cyan, I guess it's teal. It's actually teal. That's much closer, much closer than using blue or green for the lighting inside of the Gallente ships. It really is. That is pretty damn close to the lighting color for the Gallente ships. And when it comes to lighting, that also applies to the color of the glass, because that's where the light shines through on the EVE Online models. So tell me what you think. Do you think cyan works? The color of that glass should be the same as a regular painted Gallente ship, which would be this. The green, really, it's nice, but you can see I'm already using blue, so if we change this to cyan, it's not like it would be out of place, necessarily. That blue on that ship would be replaced with cyan. It's out of date. That's the Venator down there. So yeah, tell me what you think. We have the interior to look at real quick, so let me unset this just to make sure I'm not messing with anything. If I hit this button, we have the pod access door, which is really nice. I like that. We can come inside and close it. We have a cargo block here. Now, something that I've said in the past 2 videos that I am doing is giving this physical representations of the actual amount of cargo space on the ship instead of like a kind of a fake proportional representation. I don't know. I kind of explained it better in the other videos, but I have to find some space on the internal area of this ship for 144 additional cubic meters that I can dedicate to cargo storage blocks. So that's something I have to do. This is a very nice pod setup. And if we go down here, we have some computers. So you may be asking what this computer setup is all about, because this is the extent of the interior. This leading up to the cockpit is the extent of the interior. Now you may be asking, why is that? Well, this ship, this Federation Navy Comet, is the second ship only that CCP has released of a full cross-section. A full image of the cross-section of this ship. So what that means is that this is a pretty damn accurate frigate in terms of what it would look like in EVE and what it looks like in StarMade. There are no interiors in the ships in EVE, but this is what it's supposed to look like. We have the pod room here, right, with this access hatch on either side, and then we can go down into a server room, and then that leads up into the cockpit, which technically should be replaced by a gigantic computer. And the reason that all is because this ship is a drone ship, or not a drone ship, but a drone boat, I should say. It launches drones, it can hold 6 drones. Those computers in there are dedicated to helping the pod, the capsuleer, interact with the ship, and for controlling the drones, because they need a lot of computing power for all of their, calculations, I guess. So that's what that ship does. That's the interior, that's as accurate as it gets, really. I cannot get any more accurate. What I'm asking you, however, is if you think that's too accurate. Does it make sense that instead of a crew quarters, I have these computers? Personally, I'm okay with it. The issue is that there aren't actually drones to be released with this thing. When fleets come out with StarMade, that'll be much more easily handled. And I guess I could find a place to dock drones so that you could undock them and then launch drones. There isn't actually like a drone bay that I can see on here. Like an actual drone bay, maybe down here. I don't know. I really don't. It doesn't really make sense. There is no actual hangar space dedicated to drones. And even on the cross-section that they released, it doesn't say where the drone's released from. So, I kind of don't have much to go on with that. There's really no way I can figure that out easily. Anyway, that's what I've got for that. Yeah, it's a nice ship. I can't wait to release it. This will be released after the Caldari Condor. There's a police edition, so I have to figure out the police edition skin before I can release this, and then I'll be able to release this. Because the police edition needs to have the same exact stats, but it has a lot of additional blinking lights and stuff, which means that I have to sort out all of that stuff on this version here before I can release it. But yeah, what else have I been working on? We have the Gallente Velador, which is probably out of date with the thruster changes. This ship here, if it has not already been posted to the StarMade dock, will be getting an update. Be changing the lights and the glass on this. Everything else about this is the way it should be, including the reduced interior space. I should probably also find a way to put in, 10 cubic meters of cargo space, which is not currently present on this ship. That's interesting. I should probably do that. And then we have this lovely beast up here. Now, this is obviously still in the wireframe. No, it's actually moved on to the prototype phase, I should say. But it's still got the wireframe green hull on it. This thing is ready for exterior painting and interior layouting. This will be a really fun build. So real quick, let me jump into the Algos. This is a massive destroyer. This is a destroyer-sized ship. But it is pretty large for a destroyer in terms of the EVE ships. Compared to the other ones, it's pretty huge. It's got drone bays on the side. Everywhere you see the yellow is where a turret will be. So that's pretty exciting. It's got engines, which is something that I should probably sort out sooner rather than later. Actually, is that it? Those are the only engines? Wow, okay. I thought there was like way more engines on this thing in the back, but I guess that's it. I guess those are the only engines. These are some pretty nicely placed engines, I must say, so I'm pretty satisfied with how those turned out. Because this is quite the hell of a shape to work with, I must say. This is pretty tough, the Gallente stuff. So I'm glad that I finally got it this far, because now I can finish the ship, and I really don't have to give a crap about the rest of the exterior, because that's about as good as it gets, really, when it comes to this type of shape. You can see the cyan glass here, or the teal glass, I should say. It's really teal. You can see the teal glass here. I don't know how that's going to work on the end, but we'll see. So if we take a jump into this hatch here, this is an airlock, which I will change up with some slabs so that it can all fit. It should be a nice airlock when it's done, and you'll be able to enter through here via airlock mechanics, right? I'll have the logic set up for that. This thing has got a ton of interior space, and I think I mentioned this, but this thing has a ton of interior space. and so it's going to have a lot of RP elements, such as all of these observation decks. There's just massive glass observation decks and stuff. I believe this up here is a sensor suite, so we might have some sensor stuff going on up here. Down here, actually, we'll have more sensor stuff. There's like a little sensor computer here, so people come down here for sensor stuff, I guess, I don't know. Scan data analysis. And we come in here, we have a turret access point. So this is where a turret is, directly underneath where the turret is mounted. Pretty neat. Here is the med bay, which is obviously not complete, and an operating room is over here. We'll probably find some space for a doctor's office or something. Not like the doctor's office where you would go in for a checkup, but just like an office for the doctor or the medical staff. That should probably be on board. Here we have what I can only assume will be the mess hall, and then it leads into the recreation, or the crew recreation and crew accommodations, and that probably leads back as far as here. We might have a room dedicated to, I don't know, mission briefing. There's supposed to be possibly a window or another hatch right here, another airlock, so we'll see about that. And it leads back into here, so this is where we start getting into other areas of the ship, like command structures and stuff. So if we come up here and go forward into this area, we have an observation room. This is probably going to be like maybe the captain's ready room or something. I don't know. I really have no idea. It could be other things. It could be like a tactical briefing suite. There's this ship here, and I should make note of this right now. This ship is the first and only other ship that has a cross-section released by CCP. So this is pretty freaking accurate. This is as accurate as I can get. For some reason they have released cross-sections of only Gallente ships. But I'm hoping they would do more of those in the future, because they said they would. They asked the players if that's something they would like to do, is release artwork of the cross-sections of ships. It's like those Star Wars cross-sections. I think it's a brilliant idea, and they really should just do it, because people would buy the hell out of those types of books. I would personally buy that straight the fuck away. So I hope they do it, and I hope it gets done, and then I can use those cross-sections for building accurate spaceships. So if we go back, well, I suppose I should go up. So if we go up, we have the actual cockpit. This is where the bridge is. This is where you pilot the ship from. It's a really nice bridge. Just look at this view. You can see quite a lot from up here. We can see the drone bays from here. We can also see forward. These wingy bits kind of get in the way, but that's alright. If we go back, this is where the pod is, and that's the pod doors. So this is where the pod will be. This is the core of the ship. So you get out of the pod, you can jump straight into the core. We can jump down into the lower sections of the ship. If we go back, we have officers' quarters on either side. This is probably going to be split up on one side for a captain's quarter, and then the other side will have officers' quarters. I'm not sure. It could go even further back, really. Well, just a little bit, I guess. And maybe a bit farther forward. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see, we'll see. If we go back here, we have, I believe the tactical bridge is back here. So this is where, like, a lot of other command stuff is going on. And then back here we have drone control suite. So this is where the drone control suite is happening. This is where they control the drones from. If we come back here, and where is it? Where's the stairs? If we go down these stairs, we head in the back. We have another room, which I don't know what it does, and then another room, which I don't know what it does. Then we go down this stairwell. We have another observation deck, which doesn't really do anything. Maybe it's an engineering observation deck. That's totally cool with me. I'm alright with that. If we go up above, lots of stairs in this place. We have a little kind of space here, and then another engineering observation deck, which is pretty cool if you ask me. And I'm totally down for making these types of observation decks. I really cannot wait until I can do the interior detailing of this place, because it's really fun. It's really nice. It's actually kind of exciting. So, you know, we might have like the jump drive accessible from back here. Up in front, and it's possibly kind of hard to see, this is the cargo bay. This is how big the cargo bay is. It's huge. It's monstrous. It's okay. I like it. That's fine with me. I'm totally down for a huge cargo bay. It's going to have a nice door here, which will probably, if I can, open up at a 45-degree angle. I don't really know how well that's going to work, because it's already got wedge angles going on with it, so we'll see, we'll see. But yeah, and then it's probably going to lead back here. There's probably going to be some lower engineering areas. This is like an engineering observation deck as well. So we're going to have more of that. And then, I don't know, maybe an engineering area as far back as here. And then, oh god, I don't know. There's just a lot of space. So I can really go crazy with how big I dedicate some of these areas to. So I guess this entire lower area could be engineering. We'll have a nice big elevator that brings you up into the rest of the crew areas. And who knows? So that's what I've got going on for the Gallente stuff. Pretty exciting. I think I mentioned this before, but this should be the next ship that is released after the Caldari Condor, this Federation Navy Comet. But like I said, I've got to do stuff for the Police Edition. And, you know, if I manage to complete the Police Edition variant of this ship, and I'm ready to post those for download, you can comment down below for a chance to win a ship skin variant from my ship's lineup, my fleets, and yeah. So leave your feedback down below for a chance to win a variant. Check your messages to see if you've won. The messages on YouTube, that is. And thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more. If you can't win that Police Edition, I'll give you another ship skin variant from something else. Leave your feedback down below. Subscribe if you want to see more. Comment. Leave a rating. I'm saying all these things that I've said like a million times, so I'm just going to end the video here. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time.